MAGA influencer Riley Gaines was caught on camera taking direction as to what to say to her dumb, gullible fans. Take a listen to this. Here she is getting her talking points. What issues do I feel really strongly about? And then they tell her. It is all an act, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to this.
Wait, tell me the pillars again. So it's pro-life.
So, First Amendment, Second Amendment, sanctity of life, and veteran and first responders.
Okay.
And
First, second. Yep. Cool.
Tell me the things I feel really strongly about again.
The First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the sanctity of life, our veterans.
The Amimna.
Feel very passionately about. Do you guys, if you're going to talk about, I mean, you hate to even call them political issues, but do you specifically say like the left or the right, or is that something you try to kind of refrain from?
I think in our marketing.
Like if I were to say something to the effect of like the left is still doubling down.
Yeah, you can say. Okay.
Am I allowed to say this?
I've heard you introduce from the beginning, so.
Okay, first, that's what I needed to figure out really quick, is when I first,
Switched.
I mean, definitely over a year though.
Over a year. I feel like it's been maybe the first.
I would say, can I just say that, like, around 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Wait, tell me the pillars again. So it's
Okay.
pro-life.
So, First Amendment, Second Amendment, sanctity of life, and veteran and first responders.
Okay,
And
first, second. Yep. Hello, my name is Riley Gaines, and I'm a very, very proud Patriot Mobile user, and I have been for about 2 years now.
Oh my God.
Wait, tell me.
Hey, David, what do you feel really strongly about? Well, let me check my notes. This is not a story about memorizing talking points, okay? If you come to me and you go, David, what do you care about? I would go, listen, I care about having an economy where people can afford a decent life with a decent job, ending the scourge of potentially going bankrupt over medical expenses. We got to get everybody health care. Let's bring the country into the 21st century. We need to do infrastructure in a serious way. We need roads, bridges, airports, train, and electric vehicle infrastructure. That's just what I believe, quite simply. I don't need to be told that I care about this stuff. Riley Gaines has made a living touring the country with this anti-trans thing that she's been doing. And this is how you might be saying, who the hell is this woman? She was made famous because back in 2022, in the NCAA Women's Swimming Championships, the 200-yard freestyle, she tied for 5th place with Leah Thomas. Leah Thomas is a trans woman. Neither of them won the event. Neither came in second. Neither came in third. Okay. They tied for 5th place. And she was championed by Donald Trump, became this poster child for this is how men and women's sports are ruining everything. She didn't finish second to Leah Thomas. She didn't lose a championship because of Leah Thomas. She tied for 5th place. I think Riley Gaines' highest individual finish ever was 5th place. And that is how she came to prominence with this anti-trans stuff that was based on, wow, she must have been really robbed or something. No, she tied for 5th place. Okay. So she becomes prominent because Donald Trump champions her, brings her up at rallies, all this stuff. And then they develop kind of a personality around her. And she gets paid deals and all this different stuff. And then they go, here's the things you have to say really matter to you. The First Amendment, the Second Amendment, pro-life, and whatever the other one was. I can't remember what she supposedly cares about. This quite literally couldn't happen to, I'll speak for myself. It couldn't happen to me because I have an actual internal monologue about what matters and what I care about. And I can articulate that. Oh, I'm supposed to pretend to be a libertarian now? Got it. Give me the talking points for that. No. And the reason that this clip is so damaging isn't because people prepare. Everybody prepares. Come on. The issue is the brand that they are selling is authenticity. Riley Gaines got screwed by men and women's sports, and she's out there advocating for these values that she personally cares about, speaks common sense, just tells it like it is. And then we've got a video of her being fed what to say, quite literally. She isn't primarily being presented as a policy expert. She's being presented as a grassroots truth teller. If the whole thing was like, hey, my issue is here's how we tax the rich, it makes sense that you would kind of go over, okay, here's how we do it. The rich don't earn wages, so we got to go after capital gains, but then oftentimes they don't sell their stuff, and then there's no taxable event. So what about a wealth tax? It's a conversation. And I'm getting so agitated by this that I just hit my microphone, and I apologize to the headphone wearers for that. This is all manufactured. It's not, let's think through deeply the best way to make a policy effective. And the incredible thing is they love to say that left-wing activists are manufactured. And then a clip comes out where it is abundantly clear that her whole political persona is being manufactured by someone off camera who's giving her the lines. So this is a serious issue. Now, I interviewed Ashley St. Clair, one of Elon Musk's baby mamas and former anti-trans MAGA activist, a couple weeks ago. And she told us how it all works. And most of you wanted to hear from her. Some of you said, why the mea culpa now? She's doing this because the bottom dropped out. She needs money, whatever. Listen, she gave us some insight into how it works. And she said a lot of these influencers are not actually advocating for the things they care about, or they might not even care about stuff. They're just being fed a persona. And now we've got the proof of it here with Riley Gaines, that Ashley St. Clair was being honest about how this all works. So this is pathetically disgusting stuff. She got caught. I think this is probably the end of her career, although who knows, stranger things have happened. And it is a reminder that a lot of your favorite influencers don't even care about what they claim to care about. I'm talking about people like Riley Gaines. How deep is this going to go? Because the next step, obviously, is a candidate that doesn't even actually care about what they claim to care about. And on some level, I think this already exists. I think there are elected officials who play up how much they personally care about certain things because it's useful for fundraising or for getting media attention. But you could see a completely contrived candidate from the ground up. And the concern is people fell for Riley Gaines, they'll probably fall for the candidate as well. In a way, Trump is that candidate because he claimed to care about the average person when he really doesn't. I'm thinking more issues-based, but the concept of Trump as the champion of the everyday person is a completely fabricated thing that was sold to tens of millions of Americans who fell for it. We will talk on the bonus show today about an incident where Trump reportedly was angry with the late Charlie Kirk because Charlie Kirk kept talking about Jeffrey Epstein. Very interesting. We will also talk about Britain banning under 16s from social media apps, including TikTok and YouTube. And Donald Trump says oil prices are going to drop like a rock. Evidence points in a slightly different direction. All of those stories and more on the bonus show. Get access to the bonus show. Sign up at joinpakman.com. Thanks for watching. Check out this other video. And if you like our content, make sure to subscribe so YouTube puts our videos in your feed, and subscribe to the podcast on Spotify and Apple.